Namaskar and welcome to this exciting new episode of Sathology Debunking Mythology. Today we are taking you to virtually different part of the world. I have described it a lot in my latest book, One Arrow, One Kill, where the Sugriev's armies went there, and they also describe much more ancient marks like Candelabra in Peru and other places where the Udaygiri is situated. That means the easternmost direction of sunrise. And therefore, when you see sunrise, I'm saying when you see sunrise from Japan, for example, then the sun appears to be towards the equator. So it is southeast of Japan, and the sun but in the Vedic scriptures are so accurate. They only mention Udaygiri as the easternmost boundary of the east direction. So without delay, before I invite the guest, I would like to say Sat means truth. Logos in Latin means a study or science. Sathology means a study of truth or science of truth. It is opposite to the word mythology. Myth means a lie, fake, or an imagination. Logos means a study or science, so mythology means actually the study of fake, lie, or an imagination. So the mythology word was extensively used against Vedic scriptures. Great scholars such as Prabhupada opposed that term, but I created that term so that I always say Ramayana, Mahabharata are Sathology because there is archaeological, astronomical, all kinds of proofs given, and the books are wonderful. I mean, they have all the names mentioned. It takes a little bit of research to find out. I'll focus on Saudi Arabia in one of my next shows. How does Ramayana see Saudi Arabia as? So, without delay, let us welcome His Holiness Atulanand Swamy from Chile. And we are going to focus on the ancient cultures of Chile, where he has done a lot of work. He has done a lot of community, and he also supports thousands of people in that part of the world through spiritual guidance and training. And also, he has 47 centers being created across for Krishna and our worshipable Bhagwan. So, without delay, let us invite Sri Atulanand Swamy. It's an honor and privilege to have you here back.
Thanks very much. It is an honor for me. I always ask for forgiveness because of my English. I have no good English, but always very happy to have this opportunity to meet you and all those who are hearing you, because so important message about Sathology. Sathology means the truth, the science of the truth. So most important thing in the world. We cannot live without truth. No truth means no nonsense. And we find in the Veda we find all sense to our life. So nice. Congratulations for your work. For relief of the world.
Your blessings. So most of the people in today's world, when they talk about South America, they do not discuss about South America much in politics or anywhere else because of many reasons. But Ramayana covers South America as a very important destination. And none other than Valmiki, through the words of Sugriv, mentioned about South America in detail. So the ancient cultures where South America is also referred to as place where great rishis did tapasya in the Vedic period, and even now people do it. Some people, they make fun that Vedic Kal has ended. I said, no, Vedic period is cyclical. It goes on. It never stops. So what is your view about Sanatan principles being followed? May not be the exact what is in Sanskrit, but principles being followed in South America, particularly with tribes, local tribes. You have worked a lot with local people. In fact, I was told that you are one of the kings in the local tribes or important. So, can you please enlighten us on that?
Thank you very much. Yes, we can find a lot of similarities. A lot. For example, they are prone to do austerities and to live in retirement. They practice, for example, celibacy, things like this, chanting of mantras. Here, Mapuches, for example, they chant the Om, the mantra Om. I heard from one Lonco. Lonco means chief. No? The chief of a tribe is called Lonco. And he said to me that we also chant this Om. And I asked him for you, what is the meaning of this Om? And he said, no, Om means the original sound of creation. Everything is inside. He said, no, I was very surprised hearing this. For example, they also say that they worship a blue spirit that comes from the east. We are worshiping this, no, this like God, no, blue color. So I was also very, very surprised. This Lonco was telling me these things. He also said to me that in the beginning we were vegetarians. We must return to these roots, no? And he also said to me, when I was young, I wanted to learn Sanskrit. I asked him why. He said to me, because Sanskrit is the original language. And in the language, in the Mapuche language, you have, for example, you have the singular, the plural, and the dual also. The dual number you have also in their language. And the language is also declinated with the declination, no? So there are a lot of similarities in the customs to always be in doing meditation. Of course, they know also about demigods. They respect rivers, mountains, earth, sun, moon, water, rain. All these things, they are always praying. So in this way, we only see similarities. We are always very, very surprised because of this. No? Or, for example, when they speak about disease, they say disease comes from the mind, from our bad action, bad feelings. This will create disease. They say there are different kind of spirits who are causing this disease, or if you are in good fashion, or everything depends on our mentality. So they are always very careful about these things, to being very respectful to all around. Also, one Mapuche woman one time said to me, we must wake up at 4 in the morning. because at 4 in the morning there is a special star shining, a special star, and we must receive this light. This light will improve our spirits, our soul. She said, this star is like the lights of our soul. So, as we know, in Vedic culture, we have this Brahma Muhurt, no? It's so important time for spiritual growing. So she was saying these things, how to respect. We were the trees, the earth, and at what time we was at point to take our breakfasts. And she said, how you will take your breakfast without praying, without offering? You must offer first your breakfast. We said to her, yes, we already offer it. We always offer our foods. So she was very happy. Also they are very happy by knowing us. Because they say, yes, it is the same culture. No? Actually, for example, in Bolivia, two devotees, they began to speak about this Vedic knowledge through radio. No? At 5 o'clock in the morning, they have a radio program. And they were thinking, well, we are talking now at 5 o'clock in the morning. Most probably nobody is hearing. This happened. What I'm telling you now, this happened 30 years ago, and they were speaking in Aymara, Aymara language, that is the native language of Bolivia. And after some time, some people called to this radio program. They call it being very thankful. They say, we are always hearing your program. We like very much. We are already chanting Hare Krishna. Most of us now we are taking only vegetarian foods, and we are very happy because we can see that culture are completely similar. We feel very good hearing all these things. They were very happy. Also, of course, us, we were very happy, and they were inviting us to make an ashram and to show them better how to follow all these principles, how to worship Krishna and everything. We always saw like this, a lot of respect and appreciation. This comes from both sides, no? Because we only see similarities. For example, they also speak about reincarnation, karma, all things. It is incredible. Also, in cosmology, there's also a lot of similarities. So it is very surprising. They follow the Mapuche. They say that they also come from another place, no? From another planets. They are coming. So they have an universal consciousness. One time I said to a Mapuche woman, I said to her, you are taking so nice care of our country. I said to her, "You are the real guardians of our country. We are destroying our country. We are destroying mountains, water, air, everything. But you are the real guardians, no? And not only of our country." I said to her, I said, "You are taking care of all these planets." And she said to me, "No, we're not taking care of the planets, but of the whole universe." Wow, I appreciated a lot what she said. I said to her, "Yes, you are right. Because when we are meditating, when we are praying, this is a contribution to the full universe." So even so, they are called Mapuches. Mapuche means earth, man. Mapu means earth. Iche means man, no, man of the earth. But they don't think that they belong only to the earth. No? So they have this kind of consciousness. So nice. It is very stimulating, you know, to hear about their wisdom. You know? And one time, this Lonco that I was telling you before, he went with us to India, and we went to Kumbh Mela. No? We were there in Triveni. we were staying in Triveni, in Chidananda Swami's place. We were staying there. And this Lonko, he had a dream with Mataji, with Mother Ganga. Mother Ganga appeared to him in a dream. And she said to him, "You must take bath in my river." No? Because he was thinking, why in India rivers are female, no? Because here in our language, river is masculine. It's masculine. So he was thinking in that way. Why in India is like this? They are like woman, like female. So he had this, when he was asking himself in this way, he was meditating, Mataji Srimati Ganga Devi appeared in this dream. So he could see, no, oh yes, this river is female. And he went to take bath in the river. He said that when he took bath, water was more clean than never before. He saw the crystalline water, and 3 times he submerged, no, 3 times. And when he went out from the river, he has no more his ring. His ring was no more in his finger. He was very surprised. No? Mataji Ganga took my ring as an offering. So all these things, so special things happened. You know? And then he went to after some days, he went to a shop, and there he saw the deity, Ganga deity, in the shop. And he said, "Oh, this is the deity that I saw in my dream. Who is she?" She is Gangama. So these things, very special, no? And also this long also, this is very nice history, because for Mapuches to have a dream is very, very important. They direct their lives through dreams. They get orientation through the dreams. So one time a devotee invited him to an Agnihotra celebration. And he thought for himself, he thought, no, I will not go because I have my own culture. I don't need to go there and visit them. But at night, that same night, he had a dream. He had a dream and he went to the Agnihotra celebration. And the devotee asked him, why did you come? Because you said to me that you will not come, that you have your own culture, but you are coming. Why did you come? He said, because I have a dream. I had a dream this night. I dreamed with a little boy, blue boy. He was inviting me. He was telling me, please come to this festival. So he saw little Krishna in his dream, inviting him, come. So these things are also, I heard that Lakota, they were also speaking about a blue god, Lakota was speaking about a blue god. They didn't know much about this, but a Lakota woman came here. She visited us here in our place where I am staying now. And when she saw our Krishna deity, she said, he's blue. He is the God that we heard. We heard about him before. I will tell this to my people, that this blue God really exists. So it is very surprising, all these things that are going on. We love. I think we have a lot of feelings for all these native people. Actually, they found the Kurma deity in Guatemala. The Kurma deity, the deity of Vishnu, Lord Vishnu, in a turtle form in Guatemala. Also, Hanuman deities. So all over the world, actually. Nisinga deities in Europe. Because as we know, Vedic culture was spread all over the world. And now we was reunite all this, because this is the real thing. That we need knowledge, we need real knowledge, and in Veda we will find this, because all of us, we are looking after the same thing. We are looking after truth, after happiness, after peace, after love. And this is not a new thing. Of course not. No. From the beginning of mankind, we are looking after these things: love, peace, happiness. And our predecessors, they were not foolish people, foolish person. They were very wise persons. So also we see this in Mapuche culture and in native, how they have a lot of respect for their grandfathers, no? For their predecessors, their family traditions. There also we can see that in Vedic culture also that there is a very big respect for our predecessors, dynasties. A lot of respect, and they learn. This is also another thing. They have oral transmission of knowledge. No, they learn through hearing. They don't want to write their knowledge. They only want like oral knowledge. So also this is Sruti, no? In the Veda we find this expression, Sruti, that you heard from God, Smriti, what you heard from sages. But always it is related with that with which you heard, no? No writing. This is also very meaningful. Their costumes also. For example, the woman they always have their hair tight hair. Trece, ¿cómo se dice trece? Braids. Sí. No, hair, braids. B-R-A-I-D. Braid hair. No, things like this. So, for that reason, when our spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, he arrived at Mexico, he said, here I feel like in India. Even food is very similar. Persons are in their physiognomy is like Indian physiognomy. Their clothes also how they, And for example, the Quechua language has a lot of roots, of Sanskrit roots. It's very similar. There are many words very similar to Sanskrit in this Quechua. So the more you hear from them, the more you become surprised. One of them, when I was in Ecuador, he said to me, I was living in the forest for 4 years. I was comiendo, ¿cómo se dice? Eating. I was eating only raíces, ¿cómo? Roots. I was eating only roots and y frutas silvestres. And fruits, forest fruits. No, he was not growing his own food. He was only taking what was already there. For 4 years and dressing only taparrao, ¿cómo se dice taparrao? Short cover, something like this. No? Kaupin, no? You say in Sanskrit, kaupin. He was dressing only kaupin. And of course, meditating, chanting their mantras. Some of them live in caves and they stay there meditating and doing austerities. As I was saying, no? So they are always preoccupied to improve themselves, spiritual, to have a spiritual growing, and they are always hearing from Mother Earth. For example, when they are sick, how they know how to cure themselves, no? They hear from Mother Earth the advice: you must do this, you must do that. They're always in touch. They're always in touch with a superior plane. They see these things. They not only ¿cómo se creen? Believe. They don't only believe. They are seeing. They have scientific evidence of what they are saying. So it is a real wisdom, I can see. And also it's very nice, this approach with them, to talk with them, participate with them, all this culture, all these things. It is a real root, the real root. One time we visited also a native community, and they say us, the chief of this community, they said to us, my father, he in this place, here is our temple. Nobody can come inside this temple. Only native come inside, because of the vibration that are there, the purity inside. But you can come inside, because we are in the same line, in the same mood. So also come inside. And here he said, my father was always praying 7 hours diarias, daily. 7 hours daily he was praying here. He was waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning, and he was praying here up to 9 o'clock. And from there he was going to work. So a lot of similarities with Indian yogis, Vedic knowledge. Also for them it is very important how they construct their house, the door, las orientaciones, the orientation of the house, windows, doors, orientation to sleep, with your head pointing to the east. All these things is always surprising. Also another thing, they always have a fire, fire inside their houses. Fire is always there, encendido,
Lighted.
Huh?
Lighted.
Lighted. So you become more and more surprised when you talk to them, and they say we are not praying only for ourselves. We are praying for the whole world, for everyone. We are also praying for those who are persecuting us. Yes. in this way, you can see so much spirituality and sensibility.
It was amazing. I can hear you for hours. For
Thank you.
and so you also mentioned the last part of persecution, and also you mentioned a lot of similarities also. And was really moved by the story of Ganga, that how they believe in dreams, and then how after the chief bathed in Ganga, he got a dream of Mother Ganga herself. And I have seen Mother Ganga blessing many, many people. Many Americans go there. They have a similar experience with Ganga. And and uh, and they have, even the yogis within living within India, they have that experience. And we all consider Mother Ganga as living, not just a river, and which
So,
is very well established by Ramayana, Mahabharata, and all the ancient stories of how she descended on this earth. Now, in my last book, I was very shocked to see Valmiki Ramayana refer to the entire mountain range from Peru to South America to the tip of Chile as Udaigiri, as the ancient, the easternmost boundary of the east direction. Like the so technically, when the sun rises, that is called the east, and that is where the sun rises. So how important is sun for in their worship? Did you see that? Did you counter it anywhere?
yes, of course. They call it Inti, no? And they celebrate well, this is more in Peru, no? They call Inti the sun, and they always speak about father, son, no? Father, son, mother, earth. Mapuches, they speak more about the moon. They have more relation with the moon. But of course, they are always full of respect for everything. But as we know, no, Lord Ramachandra, he comes from the Sun dynasty. Lord Krishna comes from Moon dynasty. So they are very important dynasties. Yes, sun is very, very important for them also.
Do they have
Yes.
calendars? Do they have calendars also, which moon-based calendar or sun-based? Do they have calendars in their culture?
Yes, they have. Yes, they have. Yes, they give a class about this, their cosmology. No? Yeah, they follow the moon. No? They know all these things for growing the grains and no for all these things. They are always related, you know, with the moon. Their celebration also, no, when they celebrate the New Year, they don't celebrate with like us, no, they have another. ¿Cuándo es
La celebración del 24 de junio, ¿no?
24 of June, I think so. ¿El equinoccio se llama?
Equinoccio, sí.
¿Cómo se llama en el Mapuche?
21. ¿Cómo amaneció?
El nuevo año Mapuche. El nuevo año Mapuche. ¿Cómo se llama? ¿Cómo se llama el nuevo año Mapuche? Madre?
La chacana. No sé.
Well, no, I know, excuse me. Now Inti Raymi, well, in Peru it's called Inti Raymi. When winter begins, there is the new year for them. No? In all this place in Watripantu is called Watripantu. It's called the New Year. So things like this.
So it seems to be a very scientific culture, very scientific in their belief and their dependence on nature. And you also mentioned a little bit of persecution, and so many people watching us right now, almost 8,000. And when we talk about persecution, what do you think the external influence of European faiths on their belief or documentation of their culture?
Mm, well, there are, of course, as always, no, there are some of them are influenced by European culture. And little they are they maintain their culture, and I think that this is growing. They are recovering their culture because most people here they are frustrated with Western culture, so they are looking after Eastern culture. So they are going to their native people, hearing from them, and they find their real wisdom, real love. It is very surprising. You know. Actually, they call us that we are their little brothers. You know. Even so, we are persecuting them, even killing them. They refer us as little brothers. We only want to give you pure air, pure water, pure food. This is the only thing that we are preserving the earth and the world elements. You know, a native woman said to me, they are killing us because we want to preserve water for you. These things, wow, makes you cry when you hear these things. It is very sad. As you know, no, Europeans, they are trying to ¿cómo se dice? Influence with their culture in the whole world. And this is very catastrophic.
So,
are,
please continue.
No, because they are destroying the nature world, no, doing so bad things, no. And native, they are respecting everything. They respect other religions, other feelings. They only want union in diversity. You know? I think this is a mature consciousness. But
so throughout the world, the native cultures have, even the Hindus are native cultures, the original cultures of the land, and we find a lot of similarity between the native cultures across the world. They're all similar. They're all built on the nature and far more scientific than anything European. And even the native European cultures, there are natives live in Europe also. They are also far more connected to nature and earth, and that is what the speciality of Sanatana Dharma. And you're doing such a wonderful leadership in that area, reviving these cultures and bringing a bridge. So, if I ask you one thing, the biggest challenge the Mapushe tribes face today, and where we can help as a global community, what will be your one point?
Thank you very much. Because actually they are suffering a lot. They're persecuted by the government or by the state. It is very shameful what's going on. A lot of Mapuche leaders, even spiritual leaders, they're in prison.
En cárcel, en prison, sí.
And they are innocent, completely innocent persons. I know one of them. I visited him in prison. They give to him 18 years in prison for a crime that he didn't do. Things like this. They look after some culprits. They say that you are the culprit. It is not true. They make arrangements to make you the culprit. No?
Guilty.
Huh?
Guilty.
Guilty?
Guilty culpable.
Guilty. No. Things like this, it is a lot of injustice, not only in Chile. No? They are killing a lot of persons, because they go to their places, they cut the trees and do things like this that for them they are sacred trees, sacred places, sacred rivers, and they are only thinking on minery, things like this. No, you know how they are destroying everything, and because this happened everywhere, also in the United States and everywhere, things like this are going on. It's very sad situation, because they are our ancestors, and they have the ancient knowledge, the ancient wisdom that we must respect and follow. And because we are not respecting, we are destroying everything. What will we left to our songs and great songs? They will have nothing. No water, no good foods, no air. So if now a lot of students, university students, are hearing this, I ask them, please take care of the earth, of this planet. We cannot continue in the same way that we are doing. We must hear our ancestors. They were not foolish people. They maintained everything clean, everything nice. And now we are polluting everything. This is not. There is no wisdom. If we are polluting everything, where is wisdom? So we must respect. This said the Sattology, when he wrote his letter to the Washington president, and he said in his letter, we must respect, because we are not the owners of the earth. No, the earth owns us. No, we say Mother Earth, so Earth owns us. So we cannot do whatever we like, because also it is said this earth is not ours. It was prestada, ¿cómo se dice? Lended by our sons. No, all these things we must. And when native will do something, they analyze what will happen up to the 7th generation. What we do now cannot do any harm up to the 7th generation. No? Because they know, myself, I will take birth again. what I am doing now, I will receive myself in the next life when I will born here again. So I am preparing my own ground for my future. This is real intelligence. This is real knowledge. So one time in Colombia, they put a big cartel, ¿cómo se dice?
Advertisement.
Advertisements, a big advertisement in the road saying if you believe in reincarnation, recyclate. Recycle. If you believe in reincarnation, recycle. No? Because all garbage that you are throwing now away, we will live in that garbage in the future. And now we are creating island of garbage in the oceans. All these things are going on. And our native people, they are against these things. They are reclamando, no? They don't agree with these things. No? Why do not hear them? No? They are not against us. They are our friends. So all these things, because when we are boys, childs, they teach us, they made us look at them as enemies. No? They teach us like this. They are as enemies. They are not our enemies. They are our well wishers, real well wishers. These things you can feel when you go with them, when you see them. One time I asked also a woman, native woman from the Amazon, from the Brazilian Amazon. I asked her, how was your life? You were living there in the tribe, no? She said we were very happy.
Childhood in su niñez.
No, in la tribu.
Oh, in the tribe.
We were very happy. All of us, we were eating together, comparting the same foods. Sharing the same foods. Simple life. Nobody had to pay rent. You know, no? In the native culture, nobody have to pay rent. Everybody helps the other to construct their place, their house. No? Very simple house, but they have everything that they need there in a very healthy way. They control with healthy elements, and they partake everything. So that I heard also. I heard from that Adam Smith, for example, he said, if we want economic growing, we must destroy we must destroy the solidarity between people. We must create competence, compete. We must create competitivity between everybody. Solidarity will not help economic growing. No? Imagine, this is the kind of society where we are living now. We must live in a friendly atmosphere, in a competitive society. This is a competitive society is a society of cats and dogs. This is not friendly. So better culture, better knowledge, it is a friendly, where you will find peace. You will have a healthy life. So they have that kind of life that belongs to better knowledge, better wisdom. And
People,
this, mhm.
my next book is on the curse on the natives, and I'll be definitely visiting. My trip was postponed twice because of COVID-19, but I will come there to record the videos because the papal bull has destroyed many native cultures. Papal bull, they call it, has destroyed many native cultures across the world. And even though we talk big words of compassion, humanitarianism, but we also see a lot of discrimination against some people who do not, maybe may not be professing our faith, but Sanatan Dharma unites everybody. Sanatan Dharma has, there is a very famous shloka, Vadanti tattva tattvavidas tattvam vijnanam badvayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagwan iti shabdite. Very famous shloka from Srimad Bhagavatam, which is spoken by Shukadev Goswami, where we do not discriminate based on people's faith. We focus on good character, good behavior, like you just said to other people, just said, and good character, good behavior, and living on the nature, with the nature. And there is a huge advertisements even against reincarnation in the US. And the problem is reincarnation is a scientific fact. Dehino asmin yatha dehe kaumaram yauvanam. Like Bhagavad Gita says it, within this body we keep changing the body. We are a small boy, then become adult, then become old. So body is changing. That's nothing but the reincarnation. So tatha dehantar praptir dhirasatra namoyati. So when you leave the body, you attain another body based on your karma. So the karma consciousness is the basis. And so how much do these Mapushe tribe believe in karma or actions?
Yes, they believe. They speak about this. They say that man is the only one who can change his nature from material consciousness. He can change to spiritual consciousness. They speak in this way. They say in a poetic way. They say the one who was living on earth, now he can live in water. He can change his elements. Our heart is hard as a stone, as earth, and your heart may change and become like water, very soft. And very comprehensive, because water is very comprehensive. Water can be in different levels. You can see water in very high levels and in very low levels. So a compassionate heart also will understand all levels. So in this way, they're talking that only human beings, they can change, and they must change their nature. They must grow. They must have a spiritual growing, a spiritual understanding. They must follow their grandfathers. They call machis. Machis is the name of those who are guiding them in the spiritual way, in the spiritual life. No, they agree completely. They agree, and they also. Actually, one Mapuche said to me, actually, we're not dreaming. We say that we are dreaming with our ancestors, but actually we are traveling and we are speaking with them. We go and we stay with them and we come back. This is going on really. And they also know that they will come again. As a Lakota, no, also Lakota, he said they wanted to kill us, but they didn't know that we were seeds. They wanted to put us under earth, no, but they didn't know that we were seeds. So we will come again. We are seeds.
Very well said, because we will not give up. We'll keep coming back. The one of the things, and for the any Indian government official watching, especially from the External Affairs Ministry, at least India should stand up for the natives, because they have good relations with all the South American countries. They should stand up for the natives. Today, India is a big power, and I appeal to all the Indian officials as well as American officials who are watching, that they must look into this aspect, because when you talk about human rights apply to all. Why ignore the natives and people who follow the native culture? See the one last point, and then we'll close this interview. I am really mesmerized with what you told, and the Wikipedia and Quora are not the right information sources, because when I was going through Mapushe tribe on Wikipedia, lot of wrong information has been given, and they do not touch the essence of the culture. Rather, they stick to the intellectual points which are mentioned for the sake of undermining the cultures, showing them as inferior. So we also have Sathology.org website, where if some of your disciples can write over there, Sattology, Sathology.org, about the ancient Mapushe tribe, the real culture, that will be really helpful. So has these Wikipedia and these public sources, because they are all compromised, does anyone refer to them, what is written about them on the websites?
No, I didn't understand the last thing, the question.
Yes. Does the Chilean government or any other government which is there local, because these tribes are across Argentina and Chile and
Yes.
Bolivia. These three countries have these tribes or natives. So does anyone monitor Wikipedia, what is being written about them for the other people?
Yeah, well, we have here in Chile, there is a very nice intellectual. He's called Gaston Souble. Gaston Souble. He speaks very nicely about natives. He's an anthropologist, and now he's very old person. He has more than 90 years. He's more than 90 years old. And he said, for example, that in Mapuche language, man means the one who has the heaven in his heart, no? Man of the heaven. So the one who must relate with heaven. And he is always defending in a very wise and respectful way. He's defending Mapuches, no? For example, he said, in the Mapuche culture, you will not find big constructions, things like this, because for them, nature was the big construction. No? They were only living, as you were saying, living in nature, for nature, and praying, meditating, and following a simple life, high thinking. So when they want to ridiculous them, to speak bad about them, they say they have no any construction. What is their culture? But as I am saying, they have a spiritual culture. And things like this. I don't know if I am answering rightly your question, but I see yes, we can find also now some good books. For example, this one. Now I have this one here. It's called Newen. Newen means power. And the author of this book is called Silei Mora. Silei Mora is a very nice person. I know him. We talk a few times. And he also is teacher of Latin and Greek. And he knows also he knows the language of Mapuches. And he is speaking about all this knowledge, about all this wisdom. No? In this book, for example, he's giving us the oral tradition of the Mapuches. Very nice. He has two special books. This one, the Newen, and the other one is called ¿cómo se llama? Yerpun. Yerpun is called the other book. Very famous book, but I don't know. Maybe it is in English also, no? This Yerpun. Or Silei Mora. Very interesting book. The Yerpun. ¿Cómo se dice Y?
Why?
Why? You write with Yarpun, Yerpun. You can find by Silei Mora.
So, the consumerism has been encouraged by the Abrahamic faiths a lot, per consumerism, where everything is a money. There is a dollar sign on everything. So if there is no money, there is no honey. It's like that's what they say. There's no money, there is no honey. So it's a very defeating culture, self-defeating culture, because even with the people who are living in the most posh areas, they also want greenery, or they want plants and fruits near the tree. They want the trees. But it's very ironical that they detest the people who actually live that life. So that is a big disconnect, that we all want the same thing, but we want to achieve it in our way, but not the natural way. And that's what I learned from you right now about the Mapushe tribe, and also the amazing work that you're doing with the Krishna community and the Hare Krishna community in Chile. Thank you very much, His Holiness Atulanand Swamy Maharaj. So for the viewers who are watching it, if you have any questions, you can type it in the YouTube, because this will be live on YouTube as well. Today it was only live for the American students who are part of Sathology clubs. And as you comment over there, give us your feedback and spread this word around, that there are the lost Sanatana Dharma practitioners all over the world. In fact, all the natives are the lost Sanatana Dharma practitioners. And we all need to work together to protect our identity, and also educate others that living on the nature is the best way to live. So thank you, Maharaj, and thank you very much for coming and taking your valuable time out. I know it's early morning, right after breakfast. It's time for your rest also. And so thank you all for joining. Namaste. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you very much to all for participating in this so nice program, very interesting, important. My best wishes to all of you. Please do something all together for the best of the world, our successors.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna. Thank you.